The Boys is finally returning to the screens after a long hiatus that kept us all at our edges. Even though we got a brilliant spin-off series in the meantime, aka Gen V, I guess we can agree that it is getting difficult to remember what has happened in the previous seasons of the series, since very few of us have the time and energy to go through all the past 3 seasons, and the violence and nausea that comes with it. Don't worry though, as always, I got your back. Here is everything you need to know and remember before tuning in for The Boys Season 4. Without further ado, let's dive in. The Boys Season 4 will be out on June 13th, releasing the first 3 episodes all at once. The rest of the series will be out weekly until July 18th. Knowing how Season 3 ended, I doubt even those 3 episodes will be enough for us to satisfy our cravings for The Boys. Before discussing these though, we need to go back to the beginning and see how the story has come this far. The first season's biggest mission was to introduce us to The Boys, our beloved vigilantes, led by Billy Butcher, aiming to expose corrupt superheroes, aka the Supes. Huey's entrance to the group is a major plot throughout the season, amid his girlfriend being killed by A-Train. Soon after, the boys uncover that Vought International creates Supes by injecting babies with Compound V, revealing that superheroes aren't born, but made. Then, there is Starlight, who joins the Seven but quickly becomes disillusioned with their corruption. Eventually, she becomes an ally to the boys. The season ends with Butcher finding out his wife, Becca, is alive, and has a son with Homelander, the Seven's leader. I still remember the first time watching this revelation with my jaw on the floor. One of the best plot twists the show has ever put out for sure. The second season starts with the introduction of a new Supe Stormfront, joining the Seven, bringing her sinister agenda and Nazi past. Meanwhile, we learn more about Becca, as Butcher tries to rescue her from a Vought facility where she and her son Ryan are held. The Deep, who was a huge jerk in Season 1, goes on a redemption arc after Starlight exposes him, which further exposes the cult-like Church of the Collective. However, how successful this arc was is a major question point. At the end of the season, the boys, Starlight, and Queen Maeve take down Stormfront, but Becca dies in the chaos, leaving her son Ryan conflicted, which will be very important in the upcoming episodes. In the midst of all these, Homelander's public image takes a huge hit, but remains a threat. But he is still Homelander nonetheless, ready to strike back as always. Season 3 started with the return of a legendary Supe as the boys discover Soldier Boy, a presumed dead Supe. He is basically the Captain America of this universe. As you can imagine, his return brings more chaos and reveals Vought's dark history even further. One of the biggest plot devices of this season was the boys using Temp 5 to gain temporary superpowers, leveling the playing field against the Supes. This added a brand new level to the violence in the series, making it even more nauseating. Throughout the season, we see Homelander becoming increasingly unstable as he explores his descent, posing a greater threat to everyone around him. At the very end, there is an epic showdown between the boys and the Seven, but more importantly, Ryan's future hangs in the balance, torn between Butcher and Homelander. Now, I know that I left a lot of details and disturbing scenes out for the sake of this video not being hours long. However, I think it is clear what should we remember the most before Season 4. Homelander is more dangerous than ever. Ryan's choice of side will be critical in the conflict. Vought has a darker history than any one of us ever assumed. A-Train is likely to have a redemption arc. Butcher has only months to live. The recently released final trailer and the first scene to the new season are confirming these will be the determining factors of the upcoming seasons. In the trailer, we see Victoria Newman inches closer to the Oval Office, under the watchful eye of Homelander, who's consolidating his power. We also see Homelander being sued. This is a clear parallel to the real-life election process in the US, but I won't get into that any further. Just know that The Boys is more meta than ever. Meanwhile, Butcher has lost Becca's son and his role as the boys' leader. The team no longer trusts him, but it is suggested that they will still unite nonetheless, simply to save the world. In a race against time, Butcher reveals his plan to unleash a deadly virus on Supes, teaming up with a new character played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Meanwhile, Homelander pushes his team to become wrathful gods against protesting humans. I mean, if they were not basically gods so far, I can't imagine them as gods this season. All I can say is to prepare yourself for some badass, brutal, and highly disturbing action scenes. As showrunner Eric Kripke puts it, you can't build a show that's about these two forces of Homelander and Butcher, slowly closing in on each other without bringing that to a head. In a recent interview, Kripke expressed that despite expanding the boys' universe, he remains committed to preserving the show's integrity. He said, "I'm very aware of the ironic position this puts us in. I think about it every day, how important it is, even if we're telling more stories in this world, that we don't fucking sell out." He also confirmed that Season 4 promises to hit hard, diving into political themes like never before. With scenes set on election night and a secret homicidal Soup as vice president-elect, there will be a bunch of parallels to real life. According to Kripke, in a couple of months, Victoria's going to be confirmed and inaugurated. And then she's a heartbeat away from the presidency, in quite the Faustian bargain with Homelander. Now, as there are only hours left to the new season, let me give you some good news about the show's future. First of all, the show is already renewed for a 5th season. Also, the first The Boys spin-off series, Gen 5, will also continue with its 2nd season, though the production has been delayed due to the tragic loss of Chance Perdomo. Last but not least, a brand new spin-off series, The Boys, Mexico is on its way. Let me know if you'd like to get a deep dive on any of these shows, as well as The Boys Season 4. What are you most excited about The Boys' new season? Which plot twists are pending for us in your opinion? Will Butcher be able to save Ryan from Homelander? Write down in the comments below. If you come this far into the video, leave me an explosion emoji for all the destruction that the Soups cause. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.